The United States Championship, one of my favorite titles. In fact, my first time ever watching a wrestling match was Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho at WrestleMania for the United States title. That was literally my first wrestling match that I ever watched. One of my favorites, actually, if it wasn't for the botched finish. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about how WWE has ruined the United States Championship over the last 12 months. And believe me, this is going to be a very, very long list. I don't even know where to start. So, in the summer of 2017, we had a rivalry between AJ Styles and Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. Two good wrestlers. To me, this feud is very underrated. Like, it was Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. This was kind of like a dream feud in a way. And it was over the United States Championship. It kind of made the title a little bit more prestigious. I personally liked the rivalry. It was one of my favorites. But it was time for Kevin Owens to feud with Shane McMahon, so it kind of focused more on that than the actual AJ and the United States title. Even great matches, though. And I'm just saying, this was the beginning of the end. Here's where we get to the beginning of the kiss of death. Now, here's where we get to the beginning of the end. See, after AJ Styles and Kevin Owens had a great rivalry with the title, in October, or September, I forget which one, like it matters, Baron Corbin won the title. Baron Corbin won the title. Just imagine that for a second. Baron Corbin, Mr. Hairline, Baron Corbin was United States champion. Baron Corbin was a champion. He was So, as we established, the Baron Corbin United States title run was boring. There was no point to it. He was like, oh, it's my title, it's my title. It's like, you can't have it. Like, dude, it's... And did I mention we had Jinder Mahal as the world champion at this time? So just picture that. We had Jinder Mahal as the United States champion. Jinder Mahal is the WWE champion, and Baron Corbin is the United States champion. This was October to December of 2017 on SmackDown. I mean, it's like every wrestling fan's worst nightmare. Well, maybe not the worst nightmare, but it's definitely in the top 5. I mean, so anyways, then we get the Hell in a Cell. So then, at Clash of Champions 2017, Dolph Ziggler surprisingly won the United States title. Everybody was happy. I mean, let's be honest, a dead dog could have beaten Baron Corbin and the crowd still would have went wild. And I was like, okay, Dolph Ziggler's getting a push. It's great. I mean, the guy's very deserving. But then he vacated the title and I was like, oh, maybe he's leaving. But then he came back and entered the Royal Rumble. No explanation. And they was like, oh, I don't need this title. I don't need any titles. I'm that good. But then he won the Intercontinental title and the Raw Tag Team titles with Drew McIntyre, which is good too. Don't get me wrong. I love the Intercontinental title on him. It was great. The Raw Tag Team titles, that was good. He was good on Raw. But why care about getting the Intercontinental title, the tag title, but not the US title? Like, it kind of hurts that prestigious because it's like he vacated the title because he didn't want it. So it makes the title look bad. It makes it look like it's worthless because what's the point of even winning it, right? I mean, at least that's my perspective. I mean, the worst is yet to come. Then, real quickly, because this part has nothing to do with the video, Bobby Roode and Randy Orton both won the title. Not that far apart from each other. I mean, didn't really do anything to hurt the title, but, you know, it was decent. It was fine. Like, both the reigns, nothing special happened, but they didn't hurt the prestige of the title. So then we get to WrestleMania 34. Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton versus Rusev versus Jinder Mahal for the United States title. Now, nothing was special about this match. I mean, it didn't compete with anything else on the card, with some other matches on the card, I mean. It was like one of those situations where, like, everybody wants Rusev to win, you know, but they ended up making Jinder Mahal win. which you think, okay, we don't want him as champion, but he's not going to be world champion. Who knows? Maybe something great will come at it in his United States title, right? Right? No? Yeah, you're right. 2 weeks later, he loses the title to Jeff Hardy on Raw. First night back on Raw, loses the title to Jeff Hardy. And if that, I don't know, it didn't really hurt the title, but God, it hurt Jinder. Now, Jeff Hardy's title reign, it was alright. Like, he appeared on SmackDown. Like, there was weeks where he missed SmackDown and wasn't even talked about. And he had a couple rivalries, not like long ones, with the title. And he defended it a couple times on pay-per-view, but not a lot. And it didn't really, like, his title reign, I wouldn't say it was bad. Just, it was very forgettable. You know what I'm saying? It was extremely forgettable. And I don't think, nothing really memorable happened to the title. Well, maybe one thing, and we're about to get into that. Now, here's where we get to Shinsuke Nakamura, probably the worst United States champion ever. He was barely shown on TV, barely had any title defenses. I can't name any title defenses except the one against Rusev. Like, literally, he did nothing. Like, and then when you look at the Intercontinental title at this time, Seth Rollins was featured heavily on TV. Yet, Shinsuke Nakamura barely made it on SmackDown, let alone pay-per-views. It was so terrible. Like, and if he was on a pay-per-view, he was on the kickoff show. Like, what the hell? Like, the only one good thing I can remember is maybe Seth versus Nakamura at Survivor Series. Probably the best thing about his title reign. I cannot think of anything good about his title reign. And then probably the most devastating thing about this title reign was that when Shinsuke Nakamura didn't win the WWE Championship, he was given the United States title, so we were expecting promising things, but now after this title reign, I honestly don't know if he will ever climb up to be a contender for the title, let alone actually win it. After his title reign, I don't know if he'll ever be a suitable contender for the title ever again. I don't think he'll ever be able to recover from this. I honestly don't. Now, thankfully, Rusev won this title on SmackDown, probably one of the best United States champions ever. But then, he only held it for 4 weeks, then he lost it back to Shinsuke Nakamura. Which brings me back to, I was originally going to film and upload this video on Sunday. But boy, am I glad that I waited to do this, because, I mean, after having the worst title reign ever, you'd think WWE would actually be smart enough to, okay, let's keep the title away from Shinsuke Nakamura. No, they put it back on him. Like, seriously? Like, you just retire the title. I mean, seriously. Like, if you're just gonna do this, why? Why? Please tell me why. Rusev had two of the best United States title reigns ever. His match with John Cena, those are two of the best United States champions ever, and this is how you treat him? Like, of course they're not gonna push Rusev. I mean, we're all idiots, because, I mean, dude, we all expected good things to come from Rusev's United States title reign. Of course not. First time he defends it, he loses it. I mean, honestly, we should have expected it. I mean, it's WWE, for crying out loud. I mean, allegedly they're listening to their fans, but I don't know. So that's it for today. This was my video on how WWE has killed the United States Championship over the past 12 months. I hope you guys liked it, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.